Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we're going over the new PSVR2 games for June 2024. Now this is a bit of a quieter month, so I've thrown in some game updates, some other game news concerning PSVR2 for this month as well, since there are only a couple of releases that we know about currently for this month. So there's a fair bit of stuff to cover here, but not all of them will be brand new games. But there's still some exciting stuff, so let's take a look. But before we do that, two little things. The first one is only 20% of you are subscribed, and if you do like PSVR2 and want to keep up with any news and games coming out, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing and it's also free to unsubscribe in the future. And two, I grapple a lot with sponsors and paid partners for videos, whether or not I want to be pushing out a certain brand or not, but today's paid partner is one I actually believe in and use. So today I'm happy to say that VRROC are the paid partner for today's video. They specialize in precisely customizing lenses for VR headsets based on the customer's prescription, including blue light blocking options for those who want vision protection, which is what I use, even if you don't have prescription needs, just like me, and their VR lenses are very easy to install and remove, making them really convenient to use. I actually have a couple of these and I absolutely love them. Whether you need lenses for a prescription in VR so you don't have to squish your glasses in that headset, or if you just want peace of mind by protecting your lenses and having a blue light filter, which is exactly what I use mine for. Check out their products with the link in the description below, and if you use my link, you're also directly supporting the channel. Anyway, thank you very much for VRROC for being the paid partner of today's video, and a partner I truly believe in. With that being said, let's get on to the info. Our first game that we're looking at in June is VRSO Bare Knuckle Boxing. Its release date is the entire month. We don't know which day it is just yet, but it's set in the real world due to using photogrammetry technology for the maps you're fighting in. The dev's vision is to create the highest quality sports game based on physics simulation in virtual reality, where you have to beat 16 players to become the champion of the VRSO League. Each opponent has different skills and fighting styles, and has a different level of difficulty. All animations in the game have been created using cutting-edge motion capture in cooperation with actual professional fighters. So all of the people you're fighting can have offensive and defensive movement, distraction, dodging, blocks, pivots, fades, attacks, and combos. Outside of the main combat loop as well, there's a training mode where the player is able to configure their opponent, which is also a useful option for professional fighters who will be able to decide how offensive or defensive the opponent is and set all the parameters how they like it. The game also has a multiplayer option, and that's about all we know about it so far. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back, as we haven't really had too much information on the release strategy of this one, but it is slated for June on the PS Store, so keep your eyes open for that. Also in June, we're expecting Skyclimb, a game that has appeared in a couple of other months, but the devs are saying they're getting really close now. Skyclimb is essentially a bit of a parkour simulator, very reminiscent of the movement of games like Gorilla Tag, but with a couple of twists, as it has main campaign levels, competitive multiplayer with time trials, and a level builder if you want to experiment with that. Its colourful art style might lend itself to a younger audience, but if you're a fan of games like Stilt, this will probably be right up your alley, and I am looking forward to it. We don't have a date just yet for that one, at least the time recording, so keep an eye out for that too. Another game which popped up on the PlayStation Trophies database is Windlands 2, which means the release is probably imminent in the next couple of weeks or so. This game takes you to a vast landscape in the sky with massive celestial looking beings, equipping you with 2 grapple hooks and a bow and arrow for you to traverse around and complete the main story. It's also got multiplayer, and if you're looking for a Spider-Man sort of fix in VR, it's going to be your best bet. So Windlands 2 is making its way to PSVR2 hopefully this month. Another game we don't have a date for, but we're in the final stages of QA for, is Compound. And to be honest, I know some people are burnt out on roguelites, but we haven't had one for quite a while actually. And this is one of the best in the business in terms of VR. We're very, very close to the release now. I'd expect it in June if I had to place a bet anywhere, because we thought we might get it in May, hence why it was also in the May video. But it's got some really polished gameplay, a lot of gun and enemy variety, loads of replay value as you get from roguelikes, and essentially looks like the ancient dungeon counterpart, but with guns, which I'm all on board for, so keep an eye out for Compound at some point this month. I would expect it in that time frame. Another update to a game that we don't know the release date of, but I would place it probably sometime in June, maybe towards the latter stages of June though, is Kayak VR is finally getting an update. Now, I don't have any concrete evidence that it is coming this month, but the CEO said that it would only take a couple of weeks to submit the update to Sony, hopefully get it reviewed with no issues, put together a launch trailer and synchronize the release dates on PSVR2 and PC. I absolutely love Kayak VR, I really do, and I'm not sure what this next update is going to bring, but whatever it is, I'm there for it. If I had to place a bet though, I would probably go for multiplayer and hopefully a new map, but who knows, we might only get one of those things. But I'm all there and all for a new update for Kayak because it's a game I love to chill in, and any more content is welcome. I'll let you know as soon as we get some information about Kayak VR and the upcoming update because I'm very hyped for it, so keep an eye out for that in June as well. Just as I think I've finished recording for this video as well, the Ancient Dungeon devs come out of the woodwork. There's amazing devs and have said that the multiplayer is pretty much done, and over the coming weeks and months you'll see it roll out on different platforms. Now, it could be longer than June, but I'd hazard a guess in the next few weeks it'll drop on PSVR2, so hopefully in June it will come out. Ancient Dungeon is the roguelike dungeon crawler that looks absolutely stunning on PSVR2. The flat screen videos do not do it justice at all, and I really loved it in single player, and now 4-player co-op is being added. You can either matchmake with randoms or play with friends, and it's going to be an absolute blast going through this game again, but with my mates. Do not sleep on this game if you think it looks good, but yeah, that is confirmation that the multiplayer aspect of Ancient Dungeon that we have been waiting on for a little while is finally coming to the game on PSVR2 in the coming weeks / months, hopefully weeks. Retropolis 2 Never Say Goodbye has also been pushed to June 21st. That's the only game on this list we actually have a date for, as this month is a bit of a slower one. But if you're looking forward to this detective story set in a dystopian robot city, then you won't have to wait too much longer for it, as the delay was only about a month. So on the 21st of June, keep an eye open for that one. It seems very stylish, very indie, and quite a niche sect in the VR space. It's a niche within a niche, really. But I'm hoping it does fairly well because it does look really ingenious with some of the elements in there. So keep an eye out for Retropolis 2 Never Say Goodbye, making its way to PSVR 2 on the 21st of June, and providing us with the only release date that we actually know of in this month for a game. So yeah, that one's coming our way. Of course, if you weren't aware, Wanderer was delayed by a couple of months to September. So unfortunately, even though I was gearing up to be very hyped about Wanderer's release in June, it's not happening. It's now happening in September, but I am very excited for that still. So keep your eyes open for any more news about that game as we head through this month, as I'm sure the team will have something to share about any mechanics and features in the game over on their Twitter channels. But yeah, that one is no longer coming in June, so if you're expecting that, maybe don't expect it for another couple of months. I've also got to say, keep an eye open for all of the VR events going on. The Upload VR Showcase should be happening at some point, I think. We've got Summer Games Fest, all that good stuff, and it's also the 27th of May, the Monday for me right now, at 2:10 in the afternoon. So a state of play has not been announced yet, nor has it happened. So if that has gone on, that's why I'm not mentioning it here, but there's a load of other events going on where VR games could be announced, and usually if a VR game is announced, it will nowadays have a PSVR 2 launch, unless it's Quest exclusive, so just keep your eyes open. Summer Games Fest and the Upload VR Showcase are the two I would be focusing on for announcements, and also that state of play, which by the time you're listening to my voice right now has probably already happened, and I might have edited in any other announcements from that state of play into this video previously, which is slightly confusing. The timelines don't really match in terms of what's going on here, but yeah, a lot of events happening, so just listen out for any news, tune into the showcases, show some support, and expect some announcements. And finally, I've got to be cryptic here with my last little piece of information. Expect some embargoes to lift on certain stuff. I can't say what at the moment. Maybe by the time this video is out, I can say what, so this is rendered a bit of a moot point. But at some point this month, a couple of embargoes will lift and some information will come out. So just keep your eye on any official channels and unofficial channels like me and other reviewers, because some information will come out on some games that you'll probably be interested in that I'm very excited about, but I can't talk about just yet. So yeah, keep your eyes open for those. That's my final little announcement there. So even though we don't have loads and loads of game releases in June, it's a very busy month for the games industry, and that's clear from the lineup we have here in this video. Loads of game showcases, many announcements and embargoes lifting, lots of new trailers to look forward to whether you're a flat screen gamer or a VR gamer, and I'm sure PSVR 2 will have a fair bit coming its way. It is unfortunate with a couple delays we've lost out on some games this month, but there are still some coming over to the headset, and if you're anything like me, you'll also have a big backlog to get to anyway, so thank you all for watching. Thank you to VR Rock for being the paid partner of today's video. Please do use my links in the description below to check them out if you're in need of any VR lenses for any headset, not just the PSVR2. Thank you to our patrons Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, and Hippie Pickle. And thank you to our YouTube member, Jin007, a licensed to chill. If you want to join the Patreon or YouTube membership, all those links are down below, of course. And I hope to see you all in the next one.